Good afternoon. Welcome to More Talk with Mason. I'm your host, Mason Choate. Today we're going to be talking about some controversial issues with instant replay. For that, I have Lauren Spencer and Cameron Terrell with me. Lauren, let's start with you. What is your stance on instant replay?
So I think almost every sport incorporates instant replay with extensive rules detailing when it can be used and when it can't be used. And it makes calls in sports more accurate, but I don't think it succeeds in improving sports necessarily. It takes a really long time and it slows down the game and creates less action for the fans. It takes an extensive amount of time to get a call correct. It should just be left alone.
See, as a sports fan, I would much rather have the correct call and have the game be 10, 15, 20 minutes longer and have the right team win the game. Because there have been many teams that lose games who are the better team due to a bad call from officials.
Well, Cam, you talk about the right team win the game because of instant replay, but there's been many instances where they go to instant replay and it ends up in the wrong call. You go back and you watch it and they made the wrong call. So where can you fix that? If you're going back and you're watching it in slow motion, how can you fix still making the wrong call?
True. I think it honestly makes referees feel second-guessed a lot of the time, too, when it comes to using instant replay, and they become less confident in their calls, leading to more mistakes at the end of the day.
See, this is the big thing, because it's human error. At the end of the day, that's the big problem with instant replay. And the technology right now is not nearly as advanced enough to take the human error out of it. So I feel we're kind of at a stalemate right now with instant replay, where it's as good as it's gonna get, and there's really no way to fix it right now.
Do you think maybe if instead of sending it off to wherever the headquarters of whoever's broadcasting the game is and just keeping the replay there in-house in the stadium with those refs who are at the game rather than sending it to a so-called expert, do you think that might help?
I think it would, because they're the ones there seeing what's happening, seeing the game firsthand with their own eyes. I think it honestly affects the fans' experience at the end of the day, too. It's cool to see instant replay on your TV from home, but if you're at the game, you have to wait for someone to confirm what you literally just saw with your eyes.
Completely agree.
Mm-hmm. So if they take it out, if they take that out, then how does that affect the experience of the fans at the game? Because you talked about the fans at home, but the fans at the game when they're looking at the scoreboard and that they're trying to decide, was that the right call? What do they do? Because they need to see that replay too, because they don't have the view that you have at home on your TV.
True. Sometimes you are missing out on what you're seeing at the game. Sometimes you're not fully paying attention. But I think at the end of the day, it's not really needed, and I think that it's human error at the end of the day, and you should just call what needs to be called on the field.
Well, that's all the time we have today for More Talk with Mason. I've been your host, Mason Choate. She's been Lauren Spencer, and he's been Cameron Terrell. We hope that you have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.